Do you believe in setting strict relationship timelines? So, example, getting married by a certain age.
Hmm.
Hell no. Absolutely not. You can have time frames that you're aiming for, but the reality of life is that you tend to, and I learned this from Tony Robbins, and when I heard him say it, I was like, man, it's so true. Is that we tend to way overestimate what we can do in a year, but tend to way underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade.
So I don't think that you should set, like, in essence, a timeline, but I think that you guys should be on the same page. Whereas, like, if you guys want to be married and have kids within the next 5 to 7 years or something along those lines, as long as you guys are going in the same direction, then you should stick on some sort of path and have like an agreement to stay on that path, and not sway. Because if you sway off that path after you've agreed to stay on it, it's going to cause a lot of relationship issues, or marital issues, things like that.
Yeah, women got a clock and a timeline, especially if you're planning on having kids or she wants to be able to have kids. So you got to be sure that you definitely want to be with her and not waste years of her life, but also because like I was starting to say, is overestimating what you can do in a year. It's like your timelines typically are not going to work on that because as the old saying goes, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. And typically what I found, whether it's building a business or a life, everything takes way longer than you expect. It takes way more money than you expect. And when you look back in your life, it seems like everything perfectly lined up for you. But at the time you're going through it, it may have been chaos and difficult. But because you don't want to put unrealistic timelines on things, because if you put unrealistic timelines and you don't meet them, then you're constantly going to be feeling bad. And so if you have a little bit longer timelines and windows to things, and then you hit it early, you're going to feel a lot better. So you got to think of things like that, and you got to adapt. But you always got to remember, it's like shit does not typically go exactly the way you think. And your life, it's like I'm sitting here as a life coach. I'm an engineer, and that was my background. I spent all those years in construction management and the real estate industry, and then like here I am at 53 years old. I'm a life coach. I have podcasts. I do with everybody. I sell books. I do coaching. If you told me this is what my life would I be doing when I was 18 and told me this, I'm like, what? What the hell's a life coach? I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know that was a thing. And so life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. So your goal really as a man should be focused on, how can I attract a good quality partner, teammate? How can I attract good quality friends or business partners or clients or whatever? And see what you can co-create together with people that like you and have similar goals, similar values, and want to be in your life. And be open to things not working out the way you expect. That typically things don't work out always the way you expect, but they always tend to work out exactly in the way that you need them to when you look back on it.